the perfect search and rescue mission in a spot that we've been in before. This is not the first time we're going to be here. It's probably not going to be the last, but we shall see. This has been one of the most frustrating adventures I think I have ever been on. Let's get into it. So, the perfect rescue mission starts out in the same location you've seen me at before. As we fly into this spot, what's going to happen is we're going to find that same location on the ledge, doing our thing. Everything is fine. This is the same thing we have done before. I am familiar with what's going on. I'm going to just barely touch the ground. Right? We've already identified our survivor. Communications, or say land close to target. We get down, we put the tail down nice and soft, just like we had done prior. However, this time around, I have the graphics settings for all of these trees and blah, blah, blah set to a lot lower. So you can see that these graphics are looking pretty chunky on my way down the mountain. Just like I did the first time, I completed this mission. We tried this in a live stream again last night with no success. I had to get back into it and try it because this right now is the only search and rescue mission on the planet that's even available for me. Even after spending 10,000 plus credits to move to an area outside where, you know, missions are being generated. Okay, we get it. We got her on board. Everything's good. Says to take off. Now, last time we did this mission, it was a woman. A little trouble getting back into the helicopter for whatever reason, but we finally get back in. Do the takeoff, cross the fingers, make sure that we are not going to crash on the way out. We get the climb out, we turn away, we RTB. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, right? The same way I had completed this mission prior. So now we know for a fact that this specific method for this mission that keeps regenerating itself in the same location, just with different survivors. This is very, very, very possible. And this, since it is the only search and rescue mission on the planet, in my opinion, should unlock more. Because I have an obligation to get 5 more search and rescue missions before I'm able to get search and rescue hoist unlocked. We're using the sim rate increase to come on back to the base. We're doing all of our ATC calls according to plan. Everything is going smooth as butter. Honestly, I think this mission went without a hitch. However, prior to flying this mission, I did multiple attempts based on suggestions that we got in last night's stream about landing on top of the trees or land a little bit further away, you know, on a house, blah, blah, blah. There's quite a few suggestions out there, none of which worked. I had to respawn at 2,000 feet, probably close to 12, 13 times before this mission was actually filmed. While those other missions were being flown to no avail, it ended with a CTD, and the recording of that mission was also lost in that process because it was more than just a CTD. It was a full system freeze with my graphics settings as low as they possibly could be. I was still brought all the way back into a point where I had to restart my computer. It's been such a painful process. We're on the final. We're coming through. Well, at least we're on our approach to final. We're getting there, and I've got my fingers more than just crossed because, again, this mission has gone off without a hitch. It is quite literally the perfect rescue mission up to this point. What could possibly go wrong? What does Microsoft Asobo and Hype Performance Group have in store for me this time? Do I get access to those 30, 40 SAR missions that were generated all around the planet, or are we going to be sorely disappointed? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. I wonder. Everything's going perfectly. I haven't seen a negative mark on my ATC calls. Everything is just as planned. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Even the graphics were playing along pretty nicely, even though I had them lowered significantly. Everything is butter, butter, butter. But I got a feeling, just a feeling in the back of my mind at this point, that Microsoft and Asobo and the team they got something in store for me. They're gonna tickle me just a little bit. Ruffle the feathers. Turn something that was perfect into something nearly unexplainable. Should we just fast forward? We get there. We land on the planet. Watch this. Oh, let's go back in. Let's too far. Okay, so now this is all on a replay. So what I want to show you is exactly like how this mission ended and the progression it took through the menu system. I think I might have spoiled it a little there with that flash, but this is going to get good because this mission is success. By every sense of the word, success. You get out 100% for localization time and retrieval time. Aviator performance is even 100% banging it out. It doesn't get any better. This is the key that I needed to unlock the door to more search and rescue missions. I come back into the base, grab a little bit of money, increase the reputation, sitting back at the S where I was very long time ago, but now I'm all the way up to level 81, doing much better, feeling good about it. We're back on track. Let's go back in to the world and see what we have at store for now. We get in, and the search and rescue mission that I just completed is no longer on the map. Okay, great. We completed it, and it's gone, but there's no other search and rescue missions in that location. But we do have one. Oh, nope, that's skydiving. Never mind. Oops, nope, SAR. Nope, nothing. Not search and rescue hoist. We'll go up into Alaska. Same nonsense. After completing the most difficult mission for search and rescue that I have seen so far for the second time, one mission becomes available, once again buried in the butt crack of the forest. So where do we go from here? Well, we obviously have to go into this and just fly around and get this mission. So we load in, and what do you know? Lo and behold, this is a spot that I've been to before, and this is a mission that I have successfully completed before. Obviously, this shouldn't take long. I'm using the sim rate increase to get out there faster. I know exactly where to go as soon as I get there. Lower that sim rate, get the pause, make sure I'm back into real time. It says land close to the target, going according to plan as far as I'm concerned. The target flag then decides to find the target on the planet after initially being slightly off. Come into that same spot. Again, now at this point in the flight, I did have my graphics down a little bit lower. Not too much, but just enough to make sure that I was going to be able to identify my landing spot, get down, do that tow-in landing that I did successfully prior, and watch how this unfolds. This is amazing. Getting our steady hover, doing a little bit of a rotation to kind of move in just a little bit closer. I'm considering going skis in, or if I kind of face my nose out and get ready to deploy with just max power takeoff. After the cutscene turns me into a toboggan. We get the skid down into the ground. We see it It's accepting land. She comes over, runs in. We start sliding down the mountain. She's running alongside. She jumps inside. You can see the door closing. Then we crash. This gets better. So now you can see that mission going through its little steps all by itself. And it's now okay, quick reply. We're in. I'm going to double check to see if I've got this survivor on board. What do you know? Yep, I got her. Mission success, even while crashing. I can't make this stuff up. This is absolutely amazing. But I digress. I've pulled it off. But I'm also seeing that it says I still need to land close to the target, even though I'm seeing my assistance leading me towards my downwind entry. So now the simulator is actually going through two different things at the same time. You can see the flag off to the right actually saying that my target is still out there, even though we've seen her in the helicopter. And this, once again, is something that I have also experienced in the past. This isn't a first for this sort of tragedy. It's tragic. I have hope, though. I do. Because I've been able to trigger these things before, and even if it takes like restarting the mission, I know that I can get the person off. I have done this mission before successfully. Why I'm being forced to go through it again is another topic altogether, but here we go. Speed forward. Let's see what happens. We come in, we blah, 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 blah. We fix the settings even more. We get everything back in. We find our base. We come in. It's even got all of the taxiway assistance on, but it still says land to target, and we can see our target out in the distance. It has decided this time to not park me in the trees. Maybe it's the density of the traffic at the airport that is happening at this time, this instance, but who knows. We land, we come down, we shut it. Oh, she's in the aircraft. We shut it all down, we get outside, we take a peek around, and no matter what I try to do, the mission wouldn't come to an end. I come up with the survivors still in the helicopter. Changing those graphic settings back, we're going to get into something even a little bit higher now for more resolution. Do another tow-in landing. Land close to target is green. Risk of mission failure. While the cabin is still open, we're getting risk of mission failure saying that I'm landing somewhere I shouldn't be. I can spin this camera around and actually show you out of this door. She is right there. Mission failed. You landed in the wrong place. I cannot make this up. This is the most insane thing I think I've ever witnessed in my entire life. And what do you think happens now? Wait a minute. Did I just see that right? What? This is where that mission just took place. It's gone now. It's gone. 100% gone. If I spin around the planet at this point, search and rescue is no longer an option anywhere. Not in Canada, where we've done it at least twice. None of these hot zones contain any search and rescue at all. I've gone through the cache cleaning. I've restarted the sim. I have restarted the computer. I'm tempted to take the same path that Avalek Emery's had done and do another fresh install of this simulator, because possibly with the patch that Microsoft put out, just maybe with their track record as it has been so far, they've given me more corrupt information at download. But here we are now. Just an empty planet. Back into this headquarters. I got my reputation level there. I'm sitting at 66,530 credits. I come into the missions. Let's take another peek after doing all of that. Not a single rescue mission. Anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. This is genius. It's almost like the simulator itself is saying, hey, buddy, you haven't opened up an airline yet. We're not going to let you go any further until you open up an airline. I think that is possibly the next trigger that this train wreck is looking for. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Explain this. Microsoft, Asobo, Hype. I want all of you, every last one of you in your next dev team to explain this to me. What do you need from your customers? What do I need to do to progress through this? 11 certifications. Here we go. I mean, what more do you need from me? All right, let's get on with it. Let's get the search and rescue hoist missions and the specializations. Absolutely. I want to be in a rotorcraft. I want search and rescue hoist. I need to perform 4 more of these at this point. But there's not a single one available on the planet. Explain this to me. Somebody please. What in the ever-loving just joke? What is actually happening here? I'm at a level, what did that say, 81? And I don't have one search and rescue mission available anywhere? This has got to be a joke. It just has to be. Yeah, buddy. Woo! I'm at a loss. Like, I think the only thing I really need, I don't know what I need to do. Somebody explain it. What do we got? Airbus, Hook. All right, so let's explore another option to possibly dive into these and get these things unlocked. Maybe, just maybe. I think I've paid for this already. Let's take the exam. I want to try to trigger this more. So I'm going to just see if more interaction with the fixed wing side of Microsoft's golden pony boy of software, Flight Sim 2024, is going to allow me access to helicopter search and rescue missions by playing more with fixed wings. I don't know anymore. Explain it, pretty please. I'll put sugar on top and everything. A little cherry. What do you need? Do you want a martini? You want that dirty, neat? What do you want? I don't have any yachts. I got some time on my hands that I could use to, you know, kind of help you guys test this out a little bit more than I even am right now. Which should technically have been done prior to launch, but here we are using artificial intelligence to generate missions around the planet without any if in the formula. If matters in the world of coding. You know, fact of the matter is it matters, you know, in life. If is everything. I digress. Once again, here we go. Let's go through all of the flipping nonsense every single time. I still have to check out the add-on that you can purchase. I believe it was a $5 fee to get a sort of plug-in that you could use to eliminate this safety removal portion of your missions. but it's definitely something I want to check out. 100%. So just bring me into a cold and dark aircraft, you know? Like the good old days. Quick and dirty startups. I don't even know if it's right. Just touching some controls.
Hi, I'll be your pilot examiner today. As this is the last part of your ATPL training, successfully completing this flight will grant you your license. We'll be flying straight out from Seattle-Tacoma International Airport to Tacoma Narrows Airport. Remember to follow safety protocols. Fly smoothly, respect the flight plan, and keep the ATC informed. If you do that,
let's bring
you'll
up
be well
some
on your
air
way to
traffic
become an
control,
airline
make
pilot.
sure we can keep up with them. We've got our quick steps right here. We're going to reply to request taxi.
Seattle
We're going to
ground,
wait for that
Diamond
to come
Victor
through.
Hotel Whiskey
And get a
Hotel.
little bit of a
Request
better
taxi
view
for
of our
takeoff, departing straight out.
wonderfully obstructed windscreen
Diamond
that we
Victor
still
Hotel,
can't remove the
Hotel Whiskey
EFB
Hotel
from
taxi to and
unless I
hold
bring it
short
out
runway
and bring it back
16L
down.
Using taxiway Alpha Charlie. Contact tower on 120. Niner Fife when ready.
Which again isn't even working. Perfect. Do I care about my key bindings at this point? Should I?
Taxi to and hold short runway
Let's see if our
16L using taxiway Alpha
flight surfaces.
Charlie
All right,
Diamond
control
Hotel,
surfaces
Whiskey
are
Hotel.
working. Brakes are where they should be. Moving on. Once again, in a fixed wing, trying to get search and rescues, helicopters. Yep, none of these controls are working. I'm starting to question myself why I bother sometimes. Because I love The Sims so much, that's exactly why. Because this is what I enjoy doing with my spare time, is flying around in the world in aircraft that I never got the opportunity to fly in real life outside of just once. This, you know, I want to enjoy a hobby with a simulator that they claimed was the greatest thing since sliced bread. They did great work on the world and all of that good stuff, even though we're still seeing helicopters nose into the side of mountains. I've even seen survivors buried up to their chest in the woods. None of these stupid controls are what they were before. I'm absolutely just befuddled by the stupidity involved in this. This is so stupid. All right, I want my ATC controls across the top. There is no 0. I want to go with 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just canceling. Awesome. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Go to the pace of Microsoft and slow your roll. Wow, okay. Maybe I'm going too far today. That was rough. Either way, I dyed the grass. This is redonkulous.
Seattle Tower, Diamond Victor Hotel. Hotel Whiskey Hotel ready at runway 16L, departing straight out. Diamond Victor Hotel. Hotel Whiskey Hotel, altimeter 29er. 9er 2 departing straight out approved. Clear for takeoff, runway 16L.
Ah, we're so close. I'm just going to go ahead and avoid doing the skip to
Clear for
takeoff
takeoff,
part of it.
runway
Just gonna
16L,
try to
Diamond
use this
Hotel,
opportunity
Whiskey
to
Hotel.
calm down and just enjoy the scenery. Like that giant orange whatever that is in the background, if that's a bridge or whatever that is. But yeah. Let's go, Microsoft. Let's go. We need a cheerleading squad for these guys. I don't know. That might distract them, though. Who knows? I don't know what they're doing. Yep. Tried to reply to the taxi, takeoff clearance. No go. No joy. Even my cockpit views and outside views, all of those key bindings are once again reverted back to something that I've changed multiple times. I don't want 4 free aircraft from Microsoft. I don't, because they're going to give me 4 airplanes. I want a working search and rescue mission. Just one. Can I have just one? So we're going to use the old trick here. We're going to do the autopilot and get this bad boy going. Let's see if we can put the altitude up to that 1500. All right, a little too far there, Smokey. $1,500. We're going to do the navigation. We're going to do autopilot engage and hold the altitude. Climb to 2,000 feet. We're going to do a flight level change on here real quick as we watch this thing nosedive into the ground. We're going to move our altitude up to 2,000 feet. Oh my goodness. 2,000. Dialed in. Vertical speed. We're going to nose that up a little bit. Do something like a 700, maybe 8. And now that we have that set, it's going to follow the flight path, and I am just going to speed up with the sim increase, sim decrease, which again isn't flipping mapped. So let's go all the way back into the controls for the love of Pete, and we're going to go sim increase because it wants sim rate. Okay, so we're going to do increase I and K for that. Why not? Works pretty well for me. Save back, resume, because I haven't done that before. And now it's not working. Even though I just did that, I am not getting a sim rate increase on my keyboard whatsoever. This is genius. Anyone else having this issue with this simulator? Do I need to do another uninstall? Do I? Can't even use the backwards arrow to like back through your text. Let's do this. Let's duplicate it. Oh, let's rename it. I'm just going to, again, you can't use the backspace key. And we're going to call this Diamonds instead. Diamonds DA62. Just to force feed this system once again. Coming back in. Will it work or not? Increase. Nope. Oh, and now all of a sudden it wants to scream forward. Oh my word. This simulator is nothing short of perfect, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. This is perfection at its finest. Albert Einstein himself couldn't have done better than this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a blast. It's been a ball. I've had enough with the simulator for the day. Once again, this has just been the absolute perfect rescue. I'll hopefully be back sooner with some better news. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you're having a better experience than I am.